I'm finding products on Amazon using the supplier Chewy. Now, Chewy is an online store that sells a lot of different pet products, and I'm actually using a Google Sheet combined with a browser automation. And combined, I'm using these two to actually take the product titles from Chewy, search for them on Amazon, and find the equivalent products. So if you're reselling, of course, this is an opportunity to find drop shipping or online arbitrage deals. And now in a previous video, I actually completely demonstrated how to get the product titles or the product data from Chewy into this Google Sheet. And I also demonstrated how to run the browser automation to get the Amazon data. So check the description. I have a link that will take you back to the previous video if you need to watch that entire process. But in this video, I'm just going to actually look at some products and see what we've actually found thus far. Now, thus far, I've only matched, or rather, I only matched from row 6, this row, down to row 28, which is not much, considering that we have about, this goes all the way down to, I believe, like the 500 or so. Okay, somewhere down the bottom of the list. So basically, what I am going to do here, first of all, is pay attention to this Amazon price ratio, which is showing me how much higher the Amazon product is in price than the original supplier price. But also I want to pay attention to this new column I added, which is called brand match. Brand match takes the brand that was scraped from Amazon and compares that brand to the brand from the supplier. If you have that the brand indicated in this brand column, and it tells me whether or not they are a match. So Kong is the brand here, and on Amazon is Kong Store. That turns out to be a match, meaning the word Kong is inside of this. Okay, that's what this simple function here does. You can look at the function. It uses find and substitute. You don't have to know those details. If you don't understand it, it doesn't matter. The formula works, and that's all you need to know, is that the formula does work. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is only look for matching brands, because when the brand match is false, there's a good chance that the products are not actually matched. But sometimes it's wrong, like this says Arm & Hammer, and they just put Arm on Amazon. So maybe it might actually be the same brand, but it's just written incorrectly. So you don't have to be strict, but it gives you an idea of how well the products are matched. And perhaps in the future, I might move this column more to the left. Now, what we're going to do is go ahead and start looking at the products. So we look at this first product, and it's Kong, Floppy Nuts, Dog Toy, Fox, Small, Medium. I think I even looked at this in my previous video. And then here's the Amazon URL. So we can look at the product on Amazon. And it tells us that the brand is known to file IP complaints. Yes, I did see this in the previous video. IP Alert is a Chrome extension that gives you this information. I've got a discount code. Use it to get a steep discount if you wish. And that really helps you out in knowing if a brand is safe. Okay, so here we have a red, showing it's not a safe brand here. So if you are a reseller looking to resell this on Amazon, you might not want to because of that brand indication, right? Chewy here. Now here we have a price ratio of 0.97. What does that mean? Well, anytime the ratio is less than 1, it means that the price is higher, okay, which we can clearly see. $30 versus $29 on Amazon. The price is higher on Chewy. So if you're a reseller, you're not going to make a profit, obviously, if the price is higher over here, right? That's not going to be a profitable choice, right? Plus there's fees, of course. So now if it's over 1, it doesn't automatically make it profitable, but it gives you a chance, right? So here we see $6.99 versus $12.74. So here I would open this Chewy, right? And it's multi-pet, lamb chop, squeaky plush dog. I believe I looked at this one before as well. And I'll just open it here. Just go through this. Okay, multi-pet, lamb chop, dog plush toy is $12.74 on Amazon. And of course, now for precise profit calculation, you have to go through more details, right? You have to, for one, it depends on the method. Okay, if you're doing FBA, you've got to know the FBA fee. If you're doing drop shipping, you've got to know what the shipping is on the supplier site. If you're doing online arbitrage, you're shipping it to your home or to a warehouse first. You're probably going to buy enough products to get free shipping, so maybe the shipping is not an issue. The supplier shipping won't be an issue, but the shipping into Amazon is an issue. So you can use apps that have like a calculator, like Sell Assistant app is one that I recommend a lot. And you can also use my spreadsheets. I have other spreadsheets you can use to help you calculate profit as well. So, but basically you can get a rough idea just looking at these prices. So if you know, in fact, let's see, what is the shipping as a matter of fact for Chewy? I actually don't remember, so I'm going to add it to the cart. I have used Chewy before in general as a supplier in my history of doing drop shipping, arbitrage. I've done all of that. So I have used it. Okay, it's $4.95. $4.95 is the flat rate shipping. So yeah, that's what I remember it being, about $5 in general in Chewy. So you get an idea of the total, right? So if you compare $11.94 against this, you see it's too close, right? Prices are too close. So if you just consider that there's going to be $5 shipping added, that makes a big difference right away, right? Okay, I'm going to keep closing these because I don't want to use up a lot of tabs there. So Chewy, again, let's look at another product and we'll see if this is a match. And then we'll see what we have here on Amazon. Okay, so another thing that comes up is that you might have different pack sizes. So here we've got it looks like just one, right? Just two different images, front and back. Also we've got to consider like the size, 16-ounce tub. This is 14 ounces. It is possible that we can choose 14 here, 16. All right, I don't see 4. So we don't even have the same, it's not even the same size, right? So it's not even a match. Now, it is possible sometimes, the way that the browser automation does it, it just searches and picks up the first product. So sometimes what you can do, what row are we on here? Row 9, is you can use this just for convenience, this Amazon search link, search Amazon, and you just click on that and it will enter the title for you. Okay? And it will search Amazon for you, and then you can manually see if you can find the exact match to whatever is on here, because this is 16 ounces on Chewy. The 14 keeps popping up, and it's possible that Amazon it is possible that there are 16 ounces in there. Or is there a variation? Oh, am I completely overlooking? I might have completely overlooked the variations. I still don't see a 16 ounce on this one at all. And again, you can go through these results, and I would think we might have seen it right away. This is 16 ounce. And of course, you have to do a full comparison to see if they are the same product. But really, I just wanted to point that out. But really, to me, okay, the concept of using this kind of automation with Google Sheets, with browser automation, is that you're going to typically be able to look at a larger number of products in a less like individual way, where you're not having to open up each one in Amazon and search it. So to me, it's more effective, I would say, to just ignore things when they don't work out. So like if you look at a product and then you look at the Amazon match and it's just not the same, just move on to the next product. To me, that's more time efficient. But, there might be a reason why you just really want to check more into a certain product. So that's why that Amazon search is still there, right? But but the idea here is really to gravitate towards the larger price ratios. So for instance, 2.62, right away, I'm going to go to that 2.62 and look at this particular product, Milk-Bone, okay? Because that's a large, really you need a large price ratio if you're looking for profitable products, okay? So you want to gravitate towards the larger price ratios to give yourself a better chance because you're looking at hundreds of products at once. So now we get a green check on this brand, which is great. So that's one good thing, brand safety. And by the way, I'm all for, you know, making research and selling processes as inexpensive as possible. However, there are just certain things that, you know, I don't have any other solution for except to use some kind of Chrome extension. And really the brand evaluation is one of those things when it comes to like IP risk, because it's based on reports that come in from communities. And then these guys who have these Chrome extensions, they know how to get that information collected together and build it into these Chrome extensions. And they're this way you can, you know, evaluate brand safety, right? That's something that you've just got to use the software to do. So Milk-Bone peanut buttery bites Jif peanut butter soft and chewy dog treats, 4.5 ounce bag, $2.59 auto ship or $3.98 if you buy it once. And here on Amazon we see $9.89. You know, so again, depending on the method, if you're shipping this thing, drop shipping it, maybe I would say no, right? Because $9, right? If you're doing FBA, perhaps, I don't know. I mean, again, with online arbitrage, the advantage is you can buy a whole bunch of things, right? Enough to get free shipping. And most of these suppliers give you free shipping when you spend a certain amount. Free 1 to 3 day delivery on first time orders over 35. I don't know if they have some other kind of, I feel like Chewy has some kind of free shipping agreement or something you can get, some way that you can get free shipping, but I'm not sure. But basically, you know, oftentimes you can order a bunch of product and get free shipping when you do arbitrage. So the shipping might not be as much of an issue, but again, what's the FBA fee, right? FBA fee could be $3. I don't know. I'm just throwing something out there, $3, $4, let's say. So again, still might not be much of a profit against this $9.89 price. And one key ingredient too that I should have probably mentioned is ships from sold by Amazon. The reason why that's one of the pieces of data that I actually scrape with the browser automation, besides the fact that it's available, is the fact that it's a big telltale sign as to the profitability. When products are sold by Amazon, they tend not to be profitable from retail suppliers, right? Meaning when you're considering retail, meaning like Chewy, normal online stores, okay, the Amazon prices are usually just really low, okay? So this is one thing. When it ships from sold by Amazon, a lot of times. So that can also be, now, you know, for this video, because I just have a small number of products, I want to just make it clear that I'm really just going product to product so I can point out some different things. But realistically, okay, if you run this automation and you run it on hundreds of products and you have hundreds of products to look at, right? Actually, if you're really going to need to narrow it down, you're probably going to just want to knock out sold by Amazon altogether, right? To increase, and this is not a strict thing. I'm not saying you should always do this, but doing that would reduce, okay, would increase the chance that you might find something profitable, right? So if I do that, it narrows it down just to these two products. Of course, we don't like the brand report, but just as an example, right? It narrows it down to these two products, $7.49 versus $14.99. And then these two, the price ratio, you know, not particularly good here, right? Being 1.06. But just to make a point, you're more likely to find a profitable product, all right? But you would need to have a much larger selection. So I just want to, again, make it clear, this is not typically what you would do. You would want to fetch match way more products than this, and then apply some filtering, like filtering out sold by Amazon. Okay, so that's basically the way it works. All right, so I think I pretty much did what I wanted to do for this video and what was needed for this video. Of course, there are more products here that can be looked at, but basically what I actually will do is share a viewable copy of the sheet, meaning a copy of this sheet where you can actually click through it and click through these products just as I'm doing now. But if you want the actual workable template so that you can run your own browser automations on it, well, then just go ahead and download it from me. Okay, what you want to do is just go ahead and download that, right? I believe it's under my general email subscription for sellers and all that stuff. There's a Google Drive folder that's sent to you. And I might even have another option if you just want to directly go straight to that folder. If you just want to go to the folder itself, I think there's an option for that too. Just check the description of the video, because sometimes I decide how I'm going to do this stuff after I make the video. So just check the description and see what's available. And that's about it. Basically, just to summarize though, as far as what you need to do what I'm doing here, you need Automa, a free platform for browser automation. And of course, you need the Automa automation. I provide the link to my page where you can download all my Automas. You need this Google Sheet template, and that's it. All right, and I have another Google Sheet also, if you're not aware, called Amazon Matcher, that does the matching within the Google Sheet as well. So there's some different resources. Just check the description and see what you can go through. And that's about it. You can also contact me with questions as well. I'm Mr. Mark, and do check for links and for resources in other videos. And I'll see you around in another video.